Hello everyone, you're watching Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Man-woman charged in $100,000 Home Depot fraud in the GTA Southern Ontario. Violence, drugs and fear, more than 150 charges laid after investigation into Toronto street gang. Canada Jetlines halts operations, plans for creditor protection. Man charged after allegedly taking pictures of women's skirts at a Burlington Shoppers Drug Mart. Why it took nearly a year to link multiple listeria cases to some plant-based milks. Cube Ontario president called out for reposting divisive and wild social media post. Arrest warrant issued for driver who fled traffic stop after officers spotted firearm under seat police. These were the headlines, and let's jump right into the details. 2 Etobicoke residents have been charged after several Home Depot stores in the GTA and Southern Ontario were defrauded of $100,000 in merchandise over a 3-month period. On July 11, shortly after 4:30 p.m., Halton Regional Police Service HRPS say they were called to Home Depot at 99 Cross Avenue in Oakville after a male allegedly attempted to fraudulently purchase a number of expensive items. Police say that the suspect fled prior to their arrival. However, a rental vehicle they said belonged to him was found at the scene. Members of the HRPS Financial Crimes Unit continued investigating and executed a search warrant on the rental vehicle. Investigators allege that they located property belonging to Home Depot as well as multiple fraudulent credit cards and fraudulent identifications. They said that the suspect was positively identified after they determined that he had been utilizing Home Depot gift and credit cards as well as fraudulent IDs to purchase a number of items from Home Depots across Southern Ontario and the Greater Toronto area. Police said transactions at these stores occurred between May and July with losses estimated at $100,000. Police said that a second suspect was identified as the investigation unfolded. On August 14, HRPS arrested a 30-year-old man and a 29-year-old woman, both of Etobicoke. Huggins Charles Cat has been charged with possession of property obtained by crime, possession of counterfeit mark, fraud over $5,000, personation with intent, and breach of conditional sentence order. He has been held in custody pending a bail hearing in Milton. Melissa Lewis, meanwhile, has been charged with fraud over $5,000. She was released on an undertaking with a court date set for September 17 in Milton. Toronto police say they have made 32 arrests and laid 158 criminal charges following a nearly year-long investigation into a Toronto street gang that was allegedly using Canada Post to distribute drugs to other provinces. Police made the announcement at a news conference on Thursday where they provided details on Project Fox. The 11-month investigation targeted the alleged activities of the Jamestown Crips street gang. While that gang has historical roots in the Etobicoke area, police say that their alleged crimes span well beyond those borders. As part of the investigation, officers executed 35 search warrants in Toronto, Hamilton, Vaughan, Brampton, Mississauga, Guelph, and Thompson, Manitoba, which resulted in the arrest of 32 suspects. The investigation led to the seizure of 9 firearms, 4.7 kilos of cocaine, with an approximate street value of $560,000, 6 kilos of methamphetamine with an approximate street value of $480,000, and over $320,000 in proceeds of crime. The Toronto Police Service initially partnered with York Regional Police, Peel Regional Police Service, and the Ontario Provincial Police in the investigation. Police said the 158 criminal charges include possession of controlled substance for the purpose of trafficking, possession of a prohibited device, possession of proceeds of crime trafficking, conspiracy, firearms offenses, tampering with a serial number assault, participating in the activities of the criminal organization, and commission of an offense for a criminal organization. The suspects range in age from 16 to 40. For a full list of suspects and the charges they are facing, follow the link. Our intention is to disrupt. I am not going to be up here trying to pretend that the gang doesn't exist as of this morning. But the reality is, when you can take 9 guns off the street, just one gun can be used in dozens of shootings and claim innocent lives, Krogzik said. Less than 2 years after it first hit the skies, Canada Jetlines has grounded its planes and ceased operations amid a cash crisis that caused it to become the third Canadian carrier in less than a year to stop flying. The low-cost airline, which flew mainly to sun destinations out of Toronto on top of leases and charter trips, said Thursday it failed to find the capital needed to stay afloat and planned to file for creditor protection. Passengers with existing bookings should contact their credit card company to secure refunds, and company said every effort is being made to assist passengers at this time. Trading of the company's shares on the NEO exchange has halted late Wednesday afternoon. The shutdown follows the resignation of 4 board members on Monday, including chairwoman and CEO Bridget George. It signals yet another airline departure from Canadian skies after the closure of Lynx Air in February and budget carrier swoop last October as concerns about domestic competition persist. Canada Jetlines accounted for only a fraction of flights to sun destinations, he qualified. The shutdown also underscores the challenges of running an airline in a vast country with a diffuse population and only a few key air travel hubs. Until Thursday, Canada Jetlines was flying a few dozen flights per month from Toronto to Miami and Orlando, Florida, as well as Cancun, Mexico, according to aviation tracking firm Cirium. It also flew charter flights, including 3 Canadian Football League teams. The airline signed contracts with the Ottawa Red Blacks, Hamilton Tiger Cats, and Toronto Argonauts that saw it haul players to select away games last season. The Red Blacks contract was a 3-year deal that may no longer be fulfilled. Thursday's halt leaves only one budget carrier left in Canada, Flair Airlines, alongside the other major players, Air Canada, WestJet, Porter Airlines, Air Transat, and the WestJet-owned Sunwing Airlines. Last month, Competition Commissioner Matthew Boswell launched a market study of domestic airline service amid passengers' ongoing frustration with prices and quality. Canada Jetlines, which has struggled to get more than a handful of planes off the ground since its inaugural flight in September 2022, faced a series of hiccups even before this week's turbulence. On June 30th, Eddie Doyle stepped down as CEO after taking on the role in 2021. In January 2023, it pressed pause on domestic routes as the carrier refocused on sun destinations and leasing its plans, but said at the time it aimed to resume in-country flights that fall. In October 2019, the Mississauga, Ontario-based company announced it was postponing its planned December launch and laying off most employees after failing to secure the required financing and losing investment partners. The delay wound up dragging on for nearly 3 years, thanks in the part of the COVID-19 pandemic. Canada Jetlines lost $14.2 million over the 12 months between March 2023 and last March, despite eking out a profit in one of the quarters, according to financial filings. Quarterly revenues ranged between $8 million and $12 million. Canada Jetlines had a $38.3 million deficit and negative working capital of $14.9 million as of March 31st. As recently as May 10th, the company said in financial statements it planned to grow to 7 planes by year's end and 15 aircraft by 2026. A 37-year-old man is facing charges after allegedly taking pictures of women's skirts and dresses at Shoppers Drug Mart in Burlington, multiple locations this summer. Halton police said they were called to the store located on New Street on June 25th. Officers said they received report of a male in the store taking photos of unsuspecting women. Police said the suspect fled the scene before they arrived. Following an investigation, the 3 District Criminal Investigations Bureau identified 7 separate incidents of voyeurism occurring on June 25th, July 8th, and August 7th. Investigators said the victims were unaware the photos were being taken most of the time. On Thursday, police arrested Mohammed Abdal Sel Sheikh of Etobicoke and charged him with 7 counts of voyeurism and 1 count of criminal harassment. Al Sheikh is held in custody pending a bail hearing in Milton. Investigators are sharing a photo of accused as they believe there may be more victims. Police are asking anyone with the information to contact Constable Samantha D. Simoni at 905-825-4747 extension 2385 or Crime Stoppers anonymously. The Public Health Agency of Canada says it was only after multiple listeria cases emerged in Ontario in June that it recognized a broader outbreak that had started back in August 2023. Questions have swirled around why it took nearly a year for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency to announce a national recall of several Silk and Great Value plant-based milk products on 8 July. The federal agency says it became aware of 2 genetically related listeriosis cases, the illness caused by Listeria bacteria in September 2023, but knew of no common food exposure. PHAC spokesperson Anna Madison says it was only when several cases in Ontario were reported in June 2024 and a provincial investigation was launched that the connection was made. There have been 3 deaths in Ontario linked to the outbreak, which has also infected individuals in Quebec, Nova Scotia, and Alberta. The source of the illness was traced to the specific production line at a third-party beverage packaging facility in Pickering, Ontario, used by plant-based manufacturer Danone Canada. Canadian Press Health coverage receives support through a partnership with the Canadian Medical Association. CP is solely responsible for this content. The president of CUPE Ontario is under fire from some of the union's Jewish members for reposting a social media post on Facebook. Fred Han shared a video Sunday of a diver at the Paris Games. It shows the athlete with a prominent star of David on their arm jumping off the diving board before turning into a bomb that drops an innocent lives, civilians. The narrator in the video calls the diver an Olympic champion. I was horrified at the end. I started to cry at the time. Even just thinking about it makes me want to cry because this is his view of Jewish people, said Carrie Silverberg, a local 1734 executive member who lives in the GTA. Han is also CUPE's national vice president, representing 750,000 members across Canada. CUPE Ontario said in an email Wednesday, Fred Han declines to provide comment to CTV about a post made on his personal Facebook account. Silverberg is one of the dozens of CUPE members who filed a human rights complaint against the union in November, alleging it engaged in systematic discrimination and promoted anti-Semitism that isolates Jewish members. Marcus said he expects a union president to respect every member, and the post of the diver makes things worse for Jewish people in Canada at a time when anti-Semitism is at sky-high levels. Other Jewish Ontario CUPE members told Awaz News that sharing the post impacts the workplace. It becomes such an unsafe environment. They focus so much on geopolitical events and issues when they should be focusing on labor-related issues that impact the employees of Ontario. That's where the focus should be, said Lauren Frankel. When people see this, they take that as something valid, as information that's true, and that he's doing is he's portraying Jewish people as the villains, said Paula Harris. It's very isolating, it's very scary. Awaz News also contacted Cube's national executive for comment but has yet to receive a reply. Police have issued an arrest warrant for an Ajax man after he allegedly fled the scene of a traffic stop after officers spotted a firearm in his vehicle last week. Police say that officers were on patrol in the area of Brock and Dundas streets at around 2:20 a.m. on August 9th when they initiated the traffic stop. In a news release, police said that officers approached the vehicle and noticed a firearm under the front passenger while speaking with the driver. At that point, officers demanded the driver exit the vehicle. However, it is alleged that he instead sped away from the scene. Police engaged in a brief pursuit but discontinued a short distance later, the release notes. At this point, it is not clear why police initiated the traffic stop, but in the release, police described the vehicle as suspicious. A warrant has now been issued for 27-year-old Paul Andre Fernandez in connection with the investigation. Police said that he is wanted for numerous charges, including dangerous operation of a conveyance and flight from a peace officer. That's it for now. I'm Kubrali signing off. See you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.